Every week, guests are invited into my home for Shabbat, and I'm often in the kitchen helping my mom prepare Shabbat dinner for hours early Friday morning or late Thursday night, baking challah and making other foods. This is a tradition that I love doing, and I hope to pass it on to my children. But where does it come from? The idea of welcoming guests into one's home and serving them is taught to us early in the Chumash, in Parshat Vayera, when we see Abraham serving the three angels. Even though he had previously, 3 days before, received a circumcision, and now he was sitting in the scorching hot sun. Abraham let a little water be brought, he bathed their feet and reclined them under the tree, and he fetched them bread, meat, and milk. They then ate under the tree. We see that Abraham provided the guests with large amounts of meat and bread, but provided them with very little water. Why is that? Why would he be so frugal, so fruitful with all the meat and the bread, but so frugal with the water? So the answer is, the Talmud says that Abraham and Sarah actually prepared everything for the guests themselves and had no limit on their hospitable ways, but when it came to the water, they sent a messenger. So Abraham wanted to trouble the messenger as little as possible. But then you have the question, isn't the comfort of guests more important than that of a shaliach, who probably worked as Abraham's employee? Shouldn't Abraham have done everything in his power to make the guests comfortable? And we see the answer is no. Abraham is able to recognize that each individual has God's image within him, and even his employee must be treated with the utmost respect. Abraham recognized if he had made the shaliach carry too much water to the point of feeling uncomfortable, he would have been infringing on one's comfort at the expense of 3 guests he was having, and Abraham is so thoughtful that he understands this wouldn't be the right thing to do. So it's also noteworthy that this paradigmatic act of hospitality was not actually needed because the guests were angels, so they didn't actually need food because they weren't physical creatures. So isn't it strange that an incident of chesed from Abraham that is often looked up to, the recipients didn't even really benefit from the kindness? Why would the Torah use this instance of chesed to teach the Jewish people hospitality? And the answer is that the Torah is highlighting a key point about chesed. It's not about what it does for the other person, but what it does for the person doing the act of kindness. So the Torah specifically picked this incident where the act was totally selfless and not at all beneficial to the recipients to demonstrate Abraham's emulation of this divine attribute. So a person must realize that chesed is not for the other guy, but it's for me. It's for myself. That is how we become godlike, and that's how we become selfless rather than selfish. Thank you. Shabbat shalom.